Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, the premiere is a few months away, probably about, 4 months, 5 months, 4.5 months. We haven't gotten a trailer or anything. I mean, I know that the Season 4 finale wasn't that long ago, but there's usually a 6-month gap between the finale and the premiere of the next season. So, we're not that far away from the Season 5 premiere. And as always, with every season of either Fear or The Walking Dead, there's usually a couple of main cast deaths, a few recurring characters that get killed. And Season 4 of Fear ended with, honestly, the biggest group of survivors that any season ever ended with. I mean, Season 1 had a decent amount. Travis' wife had just died, I forgot her name. And then Season 2, everyone was split up. And then Season 3 was a bloodbath. I mean, they killed everyone in Season 3 of Fear. But Season 4 ended with a pretty decent-sized group of characters. All right, well, let's start with Sarah and Wendell, because I feel like they are very obvious choices to kill off at least one of them in Season 5, and I do believe that one of them will get killed off. Maybe not both of them, but one of them would be killed off. Between Sarah and Wendell, it's hard to say which one would get killed off. Maybe they both die. I mean, it's possible. I honestly didn't expect them to live through this season. I kind of thought Wendell and Sarah would die, and then Jim, the beer guy, would survive and kind of be like the Eugene of the show, like the guy that knows special things, even though he's a coward. But no, they killed him off fast, and then Sarah and Wendell survived. But I still think that they're both not going to make it to Season 6. I think one of them will die in Season 5. Now, which one? I mean, I think Wendell's a better person than Sarah, so they could kill him off. Maybe something happens with walkers and his wheelchair gets trapped, and maybe he has to sacrifice himself to save the others or something like that. And even though he's a good person, he gets killed, and it's like the sad moment, because being a good person does not keep you alive on either one of these shows. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that with Wendell. They could have Wendell die, and then Sarah gets really, really upset and angry and sad, and it kind of gives her character development and develops her a little bit, because she's kind of just a bitch. Like, so far, she's been just a bitch in Season 4. She didn't get too much character development. She's funny. I'm sick of her saying the stir the beef line. That's not a catchphrase. Like, stop saying that. But she's been funny. And, it'd be kind of cool to have Wendell die, and then she kind of develops into maybe a slightly better person because of his death. Like, at first she's really angry and sad, and then she kind of moves on and becomes a better survivor and actually starts to care about the rest of the main characters. And then maybe she dies in Season 6 or Season 7. So, now that I'm thinking about it, I do think that even though Wendell's a better person than Sarah, it might be interesting to kill him off. But they could also kill her off and let Wendell live. But I don't know. Or they could kill them both off. But I do think that one of them will die in Season 5, at least. And possibly, I'd say Wendell's more likely than Sarah. But one of them could die, both of them can die, but that's my prediction. Now, out of the other characters, I would say the one that I would think is most likely to die is Victor Strand, unfortunately. Now, I like Victor Strand. He's pretty much... Alright, out of all the Fear the Walking Dead characters, Troy Otto is my favorite character, and then in second place, it's basically a tie between Strand and Daniel Salazar. Now, keep in mind, Morgan doesn't count because I feel like he would obviously be my favorite, because of his Walking Dead origins, so I'm just going to keep him as a Walking Dead character. But out of my fear characters, Troy's my favorite, and then second is a tie between Daniel and Strand. So with Strand, I mean, I definitely like him. Pretty much every line of dialogue he has is either really deep and philosophical or interesting, or it just cracks me up. The actor Colman Domingo has a lot of charisma, and he's just been awesome in the part, and he's pretty much one of the very longest lasting characters, because he's been on the show since season 1, episode 5. So, I mean, he lasted longer than the entire Manawa family. Most of the Salazar family, hell, Madison and Nick. He's lived pretty long. And it would be nice for them to keep him alive, because basically Strand, Alicia, and Daniel Salazar are the only 3 season 1 characters left. But, I mean, The Walking Dead is getting rid of its season 1 characters. We just have Daryl and Carol. So, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see Strand live, but I also feel like, you know, if Fear the Walking Dead season 5 is going to be 16 episodes, there's going to be a sad death, 1 or 2 sad deaths. I mean, season 4 had Madison, Nick, and Jim. I know some people don't like some of those characters, but it had 3 deaths that could be interpreted as sad, 3 major deaths. So, you know, for season 5 to not have a single sad death, I would be pretty surprised. So I do think that they could kill Strand. The thing about Strand is that he's always sort of struggled with his morals, and sometimes he does the wrong thing, sometimes he does the right thing. He has no problem conning people, tricking people. But when it came to like Madison and Alicia and Nick, he slowly started to care about them more and more and more. And then in season 4, he was pretty much willing to die for them. He burned his hand really bad to save Alicia. And I think that the thing with you know, the back half of the season, once Nick died and Madison died, you know, Strand was really depressed. He was just kind of trying to drink himself to death. And, you know, he and John were trying to build a boat, and John kept trying to make him more optimistic and to not lose hope. And Strand was just very pessimistic. And then eventually Strand became more of the hopeful one, and John almost gave up. So at the end of the season, Strand was becoming hopeful again and starting to be happy and want to do the right thing. And I think his last big scene was when he was drinking with Alicia, and he was just happy that he had someone to drink with. So, you know, Strand's story and character development in season 4, it ended on a positive note. So with season 5, there is a possibility that they could set up an end to his story arc, an end to his character, and kill him off. So I do think he is one of the more likely ones. Luciana, I think it's Luciana. I feel like they can't kill her off in season 5. I mean, she did almost nothing in season 4. She just had that little story arc with the guy she was trying to save that was trapped in the car, and that was it. She didn't do very much. She barely even talked. I mean, if they kill her off in season 5, they need to give her a lot of character development first. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make much of an impact. I feel like if they're going to kill someone in season 5, it's got to be someone whose death carries some emotional weight. And Luciana, I mean, she's survived through 3 seasons, but she just hasn't done that much. I feel like they're keeping her alive for a reason, and you know, they've got big plans for her. And like I said, killing her off now in season 5, it just wouldn't be that sad. And they need to kill someone that's sad. Almost any other character I feel like would have more of an emotional weight if they got killed. So I do think that Luciana is safe. Maybe they'll kill her in season 6 or 7, but I do think she'll live through season 5. I mean, she's kind of, I think, there's sort of a strategy on The Walking Dead, at least the original Walking Dead show, maybe not Fear, but On the original show, if you don't talk very much, you live longer. If you start getting lines, that means they're getting ready to kill you off. So maybe Luciana's following that strategy. But yeah, I honestly don't think they'll kill her off because it wouldn't have much of an emotional impact. As opposed to Strand, who's had a lot more character development, has a lot more fans, and I think his death would actually really carry some weight. Alicia, hell no. I'd say she and Morgan are the two safest characters. I feel like Alicia's even safer than Morgan. Alicia is unkillable. They cannot kill Alicia. They cannot kill the last Clark. And I'd say Morgan is pretty unkillable at this point. I think Scott Gimple has really gone out of his way to not kill Morgan. Ever since he was brought back on the show in season 5, when you think about it, Morgan's lived a pretty long time if you include Fear the Walking Dead. But and now he's sort of the main character. He's kind of the leader now. He's kind of the new Madison. So I hope Morgan doesn't die. And I do think that Alicia and Morgan are the top 2 as far as least likely to die. But Alicia is even more so, just slightly, because ever since I watched the first episode of Fear the Walking Dead, I just felt like Alicia had to be someone that didn't get killed off. She just had to be like the last one standing. Like, she just has it written on her, like all over her. She just has like last survivor, last one standing. And she's the last member of the Clark family. She's one of the last characters from season 1. She's the last character from the first episode. So, and like I said, she just has the final survivor. Like, last episode of Fear the Walking Dead, she might be the last one standing. I just feel like she's definitely going to survive. No question. She is the safest character out of all these characters. She will definitely make it to season 6. Even in the last episode of the series, I wouldn't want her to get killed. She seems too interesting. Like, she seems one of the more adaptable characters in the show. Like, she's one of the people that would, when everything just goes to shit, you know, she's going to adapt and live, even if she has to be by herself. You know, even if she becomes more of an antagonist, which she almost became in season 4 when she tried to kill Charlie. You know, like, she has sort of a darkness in her, and she's a little bit of an isolationist, and, you know, they can kill other characters and find ways to sort of develop Alicia in creative ways and have Alicia, you know, get stronger from the losses, and, you know, maybe become colder and darker, and kind of like how Michonne was when we first met her, just alone in the woods, you know, something like that. Because Alicia has already lived through so much. She's lost her entire family. You know, she was close to Jake, and he died. A lot of bad shit has happened to Alicia, and she's just continued to get stronger and stronger. So I hope that they never kill her off. If they kill her off, it'll be like the last episode of the show. She is the character that they need to just keep, because she's that familiar element that needs to stay all the way through. So I do think that Alicia will not die. She will be safe. And, you know, I already pretty much gave my thoughts on Morgan. I don't think they'll kill Morgan. He's basically the main character, you know, the new Madison. And I have a feeling he's one of Scott Gimple's favorites. You know, they put him on Fear the Walking Dead, so I hope that they wouldn't just put him, you know, in Fear the Walking Dead to live through season 4, then die in season 5. He should at least make it to season 6. And, you know, I don't want Morgan to ever die. I want Morgan to just live forever, because out of all the characters that are alive, he's my favorite. You know, he's my second favorite character from the franchise, behind Abraham. You know, so it's like my favorite character didn't live very long, but on the other hand, my second has lived fairly long. But I still don't want him to get killed off. I want the door to be left open for Morgan to come back to The Walking Dead and reunite with Rick. I want Morgan to still be alive where The Walking Dead is now. And they just did a 6-year time jump. I want Morgan to be out there. I want there to be a chance just a chance that Morgan and Rick can still see each other again. When you think about it, there's a chance. They didn't kill Rick, you know? So there is a chance that Rick and Morgan can still have that reunion. That special episode 1, 2 survivors reunion. They got to do it. They've gone out of their way. Neither characters are on the main Walking Dead show, even though they basically started the Walking Dead show, but they're both still alive. So I'm thinking that, season 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever the fuck, but somewhere down the line, Rick and Morgan should have that reunion. And I just think that Morgan should stay alive. They've gone out of his way to make him the leader, the new Madison in Fear, so I hope he makes it. I really do. I think he'll be okay, but I'm kind of worried that Scott Gimple might kill him because of all the negative reviews of Fear the Walking Dead. But he's got to realize it's not Morgan. Like, Morgan is not the problem. Like, the writing was the problem. The Martha shit was the problem. Like, the filler and the plot conveniences with them not being able to get the alcohol and crap like that. That's the problem with Fear. It wasn't Morgan. Morgan was fine. So I hope Scott doesn't kill him in season 5 to try to respond to the negative reviews. The problem is not Morgan. I repeat, the problem is not Morgan. So don't kill him off. You want to make Fear the Walking Dead better? Fine, but don't kill Morgan as a means to do that. I don't think that would even work. So he's safe in my opinion, but I'm also a little biased because I just refuse to accept the possibility of him dying. Okay, so next up we have Charlie. I don't think Charlie will die in season 5. I think that, they could kill her off. They could give her like a sad death. Like by the time she dies, Alicia actually likes her. Maybe Charlie somehow sacrifices herself to save Alicia as sort of a way to make up for her killing Nick. They could give her like a Beth Green type death, or it's just like this innocent character gets killed and it really hurts everyone else. But they've kept her alive this long. I would like to see Charlie make it to season 6. I don't hate her. I don't think the child is a bad actress. So she lived through season 4. I would like to see her live through season 5. Just, continue to develop her. Because I think she has the potential to be really interesting as a character. Like one of the more interesting child characters on this show. Except for maybe Judith. Judith is just awesome. She's only been in 2 episodes, and as an 8-year-old kid, and she's already badass and just awesome. And then there was Lizzie, but they killed her off very quickly. And but I think Charlie has the potential to be more interesting than characters like Henry. I think Henry's kind of bland. So I think Charlie's interesting. She's kind of like one of those slightly crazy child characters in the zombie apocalypse, and I think those are kind of interesting. So I would like to see her continue to be developed, and then they could kill her off in season 6. I just think season 5 would be too early because she's an interesting character, and I want to see her get more material and develop as this child that's living in the apocalypse. And she's not in some sort of super safe community like the characters are in season 9 right now. So I think that they could do some interesting things with her. And if they want to kill her off in season 6, that's fine, but I think 5 would be too early. Next up, we have Althea. Althea could die. I think Althea could die. I'm kind of 50-50 about it. I was almost sort of expecting her to get killed in season 4. Just because, I don't know, I had a feeling with like the way that she was interviewing everyone, and then she got separated from the group in the finale. I thought maybe they would kill her off, but they didn't. I think there's a chance that she could get killed, but she could survive. I think she could make it to season 6. She's pretty she's a pretty big badass. She's funny. The actress Maggie Grace is doing a really good job as her. So I think they could kill her off, but I think there's a pretty decent chance that she'll live through it, and she'll make it to season 6. So next up, we have June. June, they could kill her off. I think they could kill her off because she and John Dorie are happy together, and killing her off would it would really upset John Dorie and harden him and give him character development. And John Dorie is more popular than June, so I think killing him would really hurt the show, because I think he's one of the most popular characters on Fear the Walking Dead right now, and I still think he has a lot of potential. And I think between John Dorie and June, John Dorie has a lot more potential than June. I know that June has a dark past, and maybe I'd say she'll live through at least the first 3/4 of season 5, so that they could develop her and develop her relationship with John Dorie, and go back in flashbacks and show some of her past. But in like the finale of season 5, they could kill her off, kind of have season 5 end on a sad note, and have John really upset. And that could be how they get into season 6. So I think that June could die. I think she could. I'd say there's a big chance that she could die. She and Strand, and either Sarah or Wendell. Now with John Dorie, no, I just think that he should live. He's very popular. He's an awesome character. Garrett Dillahunt is just giving an amazing performance as that character, and I think John Dorie has way too much potential to kill him off in season 5. They should at least keep him until like halfway into season 6. They should give him that long, because he's a really interesting, likable character, and he's one of the more popular characters. I mean, I feel like they kind of created his character to sort of make up for getting rid of Madison and Nick, and like with him, I do kind of miss Madison and Nick a little less. I think that they created a really interesting main character, and we should follow his story for at least until season 6. So I think he'll make it through season 5. And this is kind of an extra, but Daniel Salazar, because I think that they just have to bring him back. I wouldn't be surprised if they were at Ruben Blades' front door of his house just begging him with like bags of money to come back to the show after the ratings drop of season 4, the back half, and all the negative reviews. They need to put him in the show. They need to put him in the season 5 trailer. And they've said in interviews that they have plans for Daniel Salazar, that they have plans for him. I feel like they know what they're doing with him, and they have a plan. Now, I'm surprised they didn't even mention, like no one mentioned or referenced his character in season 4. I think that was a bit much. I think you should have given the audience something. There's a lot of people that just week after week after week for 16 weeks, they just waited for something about Daniel Salazar, and they never got it. And I'm kind of with them on that. Like, maybe not bringing him back, but having him be mentioned or something. You got to put that in the season. You can't just say in an interview, "Oh, there's a plan for him. He's still alive. He's still out there." You got to like put a reference in there. Have a character mention what happened to him or something. Just the entire season without a single reference to him was a bit much. But I do believe that after the ratings dropping and all the negative reviews, they need to bring him back, and they need to put him in the trailer for season 5. If you don't put him in the trailer for season 5, fans might not even watch the trailer. Like, they need that hook. And as far as him getting killed off, No, they're not going to kill him off. He's a fan favorite. I mean, that's kind of what Daniel Salazar does to avoid getting killed off. He leaves the show, he comes back, shit starts to go wrong. He leaves the show, he comes back. It's worked for 5 years, and it will continue to work. He is one of the 3 Season 1 characters left, and as I already said, I do believe that they could kill Strand, so I think that you should at least keep Alicia and Daniel Salazar alive. But yeah, anyway, those are my predictions for who will die in Season 5. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I racist for picking Strand? Just let me know what you think. Just remember, I really like Strand, and if he makes it to Season 6, I'm happy. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like my predictions? Dislike them? Do you agree? Who do you think will get killed? And as always, don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos, or Fear the Walking Dead videos per day. Just Walking Dead themed videos, I guess I should say. And we are currently at 182 subscribers, so if you haven't already subscribed, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button, sharing this channel with your family and friends, YouTube, Twitter, wherever, Facebook, wherever, because I am trying to get to 200 in the next few weeks, and we are just 18 away. We're at 182, so that's 18 away from my goal of 200. So just remember, every subscriber counts, every bit of support counts. Like, comment, subscribe, hell, dislike. I mean, be honest, you know. You have negative comments, be honest in the comments, you know. So, yeah, just every bit of support counts. So I hope that we can continue to grow this community of people. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.